Good afternoon, students. How are you all? Must be fine, and I'm also fine. Before I start, let me welcome you to this special tele-education session, right? So, boys and girls, without wasting any more time, let's begin our today's session. Right then, are we all ready? Fine then, here we go. So first up, this is going to be our functional English class, right? So functional English is what we all have discussed, right? It's like basically what? Functional skills, grammar, vocabs, and all, right? So let's see what do you have in store. It's a classroom. So প্ৰথমতে আমি কি দেখিছো এটা classroom আছে where the madam is teaching maths to the kids, she is teaching maths to the students. Now what is happening here? ইয়াত কি হৈ আছে বাৰু? Let's see. Is the problem very difficult to solve? So madam is asking a question. What's that? Is the problem very difficult to solve? Problem to बहुत difficult নেকি? So to which one of the students replies, not at all, madam. I can solve it within a minute. It's a piece of cake for me. Now look at this line, this word. It's a piece of cake. Madam is asking about solving a problem. Now this fellow is talking about a piece of cake. Is the madam asking him a question or asking him to eat a cake? Well, it sounds confusing, but no, it has a special thing. What's that? A piece of cake. It's what? A group of words. We can say a phrase. We can call it a phrase where we have some words, right? And it's not what it seems. এইটো দেখাত যেনেকুৱা লাগে, যেনেকুৱা meaning হ'ব যেন লাগে, meaning is not that. It has a different meaning. What's that? Very easy. So a piece of cake is not just a random piece of a cake. It has a figurative meaning which says very easy. So piece of cake means very easy. Similarly, so the one who said it's a piece of cake, he completed that and took his notebook, went to madam and showed his answer. So যিজন ল'ৰাই কৈছিলে যে এইটো একদম ইজি হ'ব, সেই ল'ৰাজনে completed the question. He went to ma'am and he's showing this to the madam. Now let's see. He's asking, is my answer right? So to that, madam replies, yes, Haris, you hit the nail on the head. Now what is that? You hit the nail on the head. কাৰোবাৰ মূৰত কি হাতুৰি আৰু গজাল মাৰিলে নেকি? Hit the nail on the head? Well, again, it's not like what it seems. What is it then? Hit the nail on the head. Hit the nail on the head means perfect or accurate. It's again a phrase which has a meaning of its own, which means what? Perfect or accurate. Now look at his friends who are astonished or maybe jealous. So, Varun, do you know Harish always scores 100% in mathematics? So, this fellow is telling his friend, whose name is Varun, that do you know our friend Harish always scores 100% in maths? Must be a very good student. He's scoring 100% in maths every time. So, to which, let's see what Varun has to say. Yes, I do. He burns the midnight oil. Yes, I do. He burns the midnight oil. Now, what is midnight oil? We have heard of coconut oil, we have heard of mustard oil, right? We have heard about oil that comes from, like petrol and all, right? But what is midnight oil? Is it a special kind of an oil? Midnight oil and burning that? Well, again, it's a phrase, it has a figurative meaning, and it's not what it seems. Burn the midnight oil means work hard, study till late night. Work hard, studies till late night. Alright? So বহুত দেৰিলৈকে পঢ়া বা বহুত কষ্ট কৰি পঢ়া, studying hard means what? Burns the midnight oil. Right? So burns the midnight oil means work hard, hardworking. Right? So if someone is hardworking, you can express that person in a phrase like burns the midnight oil. So then we have a question, but we are not taking it for now. We'll move on to our next part. So now what can we see here? We saw two persons sitting in front of a building. There's an old man and sitting next to him is a young man. Sorry, standing next to him is a young man. Now let's see what they are conversing. তেওঁলোকে কি কথা পাতি আছে চাওঁ আহাচোন. So the old man is saying, "Hello, young man. Why do you look so worried? Any problem?" So he's inquiring about the young man, because the young man looks worried. So the senior person said, "Hello, young man. Why do you look so worried? Any problem?" তোমাক ইমান চিন্তাত কিয় দেখা গৈছে? তুমি ইমান চিন্তিত কিয়? কিবা সমস্যা আছে নেকি? To which the young man replied, "I incurred a heavy loss in the business. I incurred a heavy loss in the business." মোৰ ব্যৱসায়ত বহুত লছ হৈ গ'ল। মোৰ ব্যৱসায়ত বহুত লছ হৈ গ'ল। So then old man replies, "Don't worry, life is full of ups and downs." So the experienced person who has seen life more, he gave him an advice. What's that? Don't worry, চিন্তা নকৰিবা. Life is full of ups and downs. Ups and downs মানে কি? উপৰতল? No, it's not like that. অসমীয়াত যিটো আমি কওঁ উত্থান পতন, জীৱন উত্থান পতনেৰে ভৰি আছে. So it's something like that. So again we can say that ups and down is a phrase. So this phrase will have a meaning of its own. What is that meaning? Full of joys and sorrows. So জীৱনত সুখ দুখ দুয়োটাই আছে. So ups and downs is what? Life is full of joys and sorrows. Right? Joys and sorrows. So we saw a few words like piece of cake, hit the nail on the head, burns the midnight oil, ups and downs. So these are words, a group of words implying different meaning when used together. এই words বিলাকৰ speciality কি হয়? যে তেওঁলোকৰ meaning তো বেলেগ হয় যদি individually চাওঁ। কিন্তু এই words কেইটাক যদি এটা গ্ৰুপত use কৰা যায়, if we use them in a group, then what? Their meaning is different than when it is used in a singular way, right? Group of words implying a different meaning when used together. So when we use them together, they mean different, and if you use them as an individual word, they mean different. So what do you call this kind of things? This kind of things are called idioms. What is an idiom? An idiom is a group of words implying different meaning when used together. So this group of words, as a group, they will have a different meaning, and as individual words, they will have different meaning. So when this group of words, implies a different meaning when used together, it's called what? Idioms. Now moving ahead. So now here is an exercise. Match the idiom with its correct meaning. So what are we supposed to do here? We are supposed to match the idiom with its correct meaning. So first one says the shopkeeper calls it a day at 9:30 p.m. every day. Then the second line is, why do you beat around the bush? I have no patience. Third one says, I told him to keep the matter to himself, but he let the cat out of the bag. Fourth line says, when I came home late in the evening, my father was terribly angry. My brother added fuel to the fire. There is a cricket match between India and New Zealand. It's an acid test for both the countries. Why are you sleeping here? Don't you have a roof over your head? So these are the sentences with the idioms. Meanings are what? Crucial or real, help to intensify it, shelter, closes or ends, going away from the main topic, and reveal the secret. Now what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to match the idioms with their meanings, right? So let's take the first line. First line says, the shopkeeper calls it a day at 9:30 p.m. every day. So which one is our idiom here? It's calls it a day. The shopkeeper calls it a day at 9:30 p.m. every day. So what does calls it a day means? We can assume 9:30 মানে কি দোকান বন্ধ করে চাগে. So the right answer would be very good. Closes or ends. Calls it a day means closes or ends. Right? So this is the answer for first idiom. Now the second one says, why do you beat around the bush? I have no patience. So the idiom we are looking for here is very good. This is beat around the bush. Why do you beat around the bush? I have no patience. So now what could be the meaning of this one? Beat around the bush means going away from the main topic. এটা ডিসকাশন হৈ আছে মূল টপিকৰ পৰা আঁতৰি গৈ ঘূৰাই পকাই কথাবোৰ কৈ আছে বাহিৰে বহুত কিবা কিবি আনি. So that is what beat around the bush, going away from the topic. So this is the answer for second question. Third one is, I had told him to keep the matter to himself, but he let the cat out of the bag. Now you all can guess where is the idiom? It's here. Let the cat out of the bag. You know, মেকুৰীটো বেগৰ পৰা উলিয়াই দিলে. What's that? আমাৰ অসমীয়াতো এনেকুৱা এটা কথা আছে, এইটো কোৱা যায় জুলুঙাৰ মেকুৰী বাহিৰ ওলোৱা, right? So let the cat out of the bag. ইয়াৰ অৰ্থটো কি হ'ব? It's like leaking something, revealing something. So the answer is this one, the last one, revealed secret. So that is answer for the third sentence, revealed secret. Next one says, when I came home late in the evening, my father was terribly angry. My brother added fuel to the fire. So ইয়াত কি আছে? Added fuel to the fire. এতিয়া অসমীয়াত এটা কথা আছে, কি হয়? জ্বলা জুইত ঘি ঢালা. Okay? So সেইটো যদি হয়, it's somewhat similar. What could be the answer? Very good. It's help to intensify it. Help to intensify it. বস্তুটো এনে বাঢ়ি আছে আৰু বঢ়াই দিলা. So that is what, adding fuel to the fire to help to intensify it. Then the next one says, there is a cricket match between India and New Zealand. It's an acid test for both the countries. So the expression here we are looking for is an acid test. And that means what? Crucial or real. And the last one, why are you sleeping here? Don't you have roof over your head? Why are you sleeping here? Don't you have roof over your head? The expression we are looking for is roof over your head, which means shelter, ashray. All right? Fine then. Now moving on. Look at this one. A bag of bones. Bag of bones means thin or skinny. I can't believe how thin he is. He's just a bag of bones. This is what we are framing a sentence using this expression. Now look at this. What can we see here? There's a criminal in jail, right? So we can say behind bars. Behind bars means what? In prison. The thief has been put behind bars for 6 months. Now what can we see? It's raining here, right? So when it's raining, we can say it's pouring cats and dogs. It's pouring cats and dogs, which means what? Raining heavily. I could not go to school today as it has been pouring cats and dogs since morning. All right. So there's a protest going on and protesters have entered the campus. All hell break loose means what? Sudden change of situation, violent or noisy. So all hell broke loose when the workers gathered outside the company to protest. So these were a few examples. Now moving ahead. Rags to riches. We have another idiom which says rags to riches. That means what? Rise from extreme poverty to one of great wealth. Okay, so he rose from rags to riches. On cloud nine, this guy Rohit got A plus grade. So cloud nine means what? Overjoyed. Rohit was on cloud nine when he scored A plus in the test. Add another feather to your cap. That means what? Referring to success or achievement. So Rahul added another feather to his cap by winning the quiz competition. Okay, so that was one example. Now moving on. Here's an assignment for you all. Write sentences of your own using each idiom. You have to frame sentences using these idioms. First one is cloud9, second one is a piece of cake, right? And so now let's summarize whatever we have learned today. So we learned about what? A piece of cake, hit the nail on the head, burns the midnight oil, ups and downs, rags from riches, on cloud9, added feather to your cap. These were what? He solved the problem, it was a piece of cake. Yesterday these were idioms, right? So a group of words implying different meaning when used together, they are called what? Idioms. Right then, hope you all have understood. We'll take up a new topic next day. Till then, stay safe. We'll see you again. Thank you.